Sparks and embers, Elena and Marcus had always been fire and gasoline. Their love burned bright, but it was volatile, unpredictable, and often destructive. They were drawn to each other like magnets, but their personalities clashed with the force of two storms colliding. It started with a spark, a chance meeting at a coffee shop. Elena, a fiercely independent artist with a sharp tongue, had spilled her latte on Marcus, a brooding musician with a short fuse. Instead of apologizing, she snapped, "Maybe if you weren't standing in the way, this wouldn't have happened." Marcus, never one to back down, shot back. "Or maybe if you watched where you were going, you wouldn't be wasting good coffee." Their arguments were legendary. They fought about everything: music, art, politics, even the way Marcus chewed his food. But for some reason, they couldn't stay away from each other. Their passion was intoxicating, and their makeups were as intense as their fights. They'd scream at each other one moment and be tangled in each other's arms the next. One night, after a particularly explosive argument about Marcus missing Elena's art show, she stormed out, slamming the door behind her. Marcus, furious and hurt, threw his guitar against the wall, leaving a dent in the plaster. He sat in the silence, staring at the broken strings, wondering if this was the end. But Elena didn't leave. She sat on the steps outside their apartment, her heart racing, tears streaming down her face. She hated how much she loved him, how he could make her feel so alive and so broken at the same time. After what felt like hours, she went back inside. Marcus was still sitting on the floor, his head in his hands. When he saw her, he looked up, his eyes filled with regret. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice raw. "I don't know why I do this, why we do this." Elena knelt beside him, her anger melting into something softer. "Because we're both stubborn and broken," she said, her voice trembling. "But maybe that's why we fit." They didn't fix everything that night. Their relationship was still a roller coaster, full of highs and lows. But in that moment, they realized that their love, though messy and imperfect, was worth fighting for. They were two flames, burning brightly together, even if it meant occasionally getting burned. By Michael Obialu.